Hi guys, Kiera here, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are going to be talking about diversity and self-worth. So if you want to hear about my messages on both of those topics, keep on watching. So clearly there is a lot of topic in today's social media and world news about diversity and about self-worth. But I don't feel like we hear enough of like what we really need to hear, and or maybe I don't. I'm not really into the news and stuff. I don't keep up entirely. It's whatever's on Facebook is whatever news I'm getting. But I do want to put my 2 cents in and tell you guys what I think and give you my opinion on diversity and what I've experienced and what I think in my experiences on self-worth and what I think about that as well. So, first off, it is so crazy what our world perceives as, something that's really big versus something that's really not big, or something that's, you know, more important versus something that's like really not important. And I feel like now there's so much going on as far as uplifting women and being encouraging to women, and for being for the people, for the blah blah blah, and then Black Lives Matter, and then I'm a feminist, and da 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 da, and like it's crazy out there. So I think personally, with everything as far as Black Lives Matter and things like that, I've always told people that I personally think we don't necessarily know what completely goes on in those situations, and I feel like the only people who know are God and the two people that were in the situation. I feel like not even the eyewitness completely knows what's going on because they're not right there in that moment. Sometimes they're kind of back away or right next to each other, and then in situations involving a gun, I feel like it's kind of like, or a violent attack, they're not looking at their they want to know that their friend's okay, but that's here I am perceiving that I think I know what's going on. But yeah, so I do think that in those situations only those two people and God know what is happening in that moment in time, and not even the eyewitness is completely aware of that situation. And then you have the media who like to spice it up even more, and then then the media, they don't show the whole thing. They don't tell about the whole thing. They're going to tell glimpses and pieces of what's going to go on. Then the people on the TV, they're going to be two things, the two ways people perceive things. One is people, they look at the news, and then they see what the media is telling them, and then they run with it. They're going to go with it. That's just it. And then they're going to go tell their people, tell their friends, whatever. Then they're just going to go. Then the second perception is people are going to see what's on the news, and then they're going to add on to it, from other news stations who didn't report what that news station did, and they're going to go and they're going to like add it on and add it on, and then eventually add on things that they don't even know about, that they're literally just seeing on some journalist's website or on Twitter or on any other social media. And it's kind of like but all the while we don't know what's going on, but we begin to form our own opinions and our own perceptions, and then we literally run with it. And that's not good because we don't know what's going on. We're just going off of what the media says. And then the media, of course, I mean, you gotta come out with a headline story, something real good and something real juicy, and we gotta be like, all right, well, there's serious racism going on in the world, serious racism going on, and which there is, totally 100%. I mean, it's not 100%, but like totally, there's still racism going on. But what about the crimes against Black people, vice versa? Or what about Mexicans and a cop shooting, or like all the other different races? Why does it just have to be Black? And I get that there's a big thing about the whole Black Lives Matter thing, and I'm for it and I'm not for it. I think that because the media, if it weren't for the media posting so much of this stuff online, now I'm not saying that the cops in the situation were not at fault at all. I'm not saying that at all. So don't get that at all. But I wasn't there to know what happened. And a video can only take you so far. Like I said before, in situate you can only get so much information off of a video. And then when that video is, now we don't know what's went on in that prior to that situation. We don't know if that person provoked it, how far they provoked it. We don't know that. And so, of course, like I said, we are naturally going to take whatever the media throws out to us. Like, how often do you see something on the internet about, a black person saving someone's life, or a black person doing this, or vice versa? I mean, I guess you see more of like white people, like, and I guess you see more of white people doing. I mean, but still. And that's another thing. I hate when people are like, oh, well, white people aren't colored. Technically, we're all colored. White is a color, black is a color. Different shades of black. There's color, different shades of white. Like we're all colored. So people need to stop with that whole, oh, but I'm not colored and I'm white. Like, dude, you're if you're in the color of the rainbow thing, if you're in a color in a crayon box, and you're a color. Like, I hate when people say stupid stuff like that. Like, I feel like you're stupid. I think we just need to get out of the whole seeing color things. Like, we shouldn't need to see color. I mean, overall, in general, I feel like we're such a beautiful world. We have come so far. So why do we need to step back when it comes to race? Like, I want to see my friend as my friend. I don't want to see my friend as, oh, this is my white friend. This is my white friend. Like, that does not matter. I don't want my kids to grow up in a world where they have to define themselves by the color of their skin. They're white if they talk properly. They're a sellout if they date someone other than their race. Like, people like this aggravate the world out of me because they are so naive, and I'll put that lightly. They're so naive to what our world and relationships and love can offer. Like, why are you going to limit yourself to one color? That's so boring. You're so boring. I don't know. I just wish that everybody would see love overall. Like, love is the most important thing that you can give somebody, and just your time. And I don't want my kids to grow up in a world where they feel like they can't do something because the white kids are doing it, or the Hispanic kids are doing it, or the Asian kids are doing it. I don't want my kid to grow up in a world to think that because you're because you're black or you're mixed, that you most likely won't have a score or a GPA of 400. Like, that's just impossible because you're black or because you're mixed. That's not the case at all. If you put your mind to anything you want to do, then the achievement is endless, and you go for what you want to go. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, well, I don't think that's a good idea, or I've had people try to map out my life for me, and that's not gonna help you. Like, that's not, if you do things that other people want you to do, ultimately you're not living for yourself. So don't think that you are. When you stop and you say, okay, well, I'll do what you want me to do, then you're telling yourself, okay, I'm just gonna live for this other person, because that you're doing what they want you to do. Don't do that to yourself. If you want to reach limits as high as anybody's ever gone, do it. If you want to excel in the Guinness Book of World Records and become have your own story in the page, do it. Whatever your mind is telling you to do, as long as your heart and your soul is in it and you want to give your all to it, do it. Don't stop, or don't think about it and then let it go away because somebody tells you what they think is best for you. Don't live for somebody else, because living for somebody else really sucks. And if you're going to live for somebody else, then you might as well become their complete shadow. And I don't know about you, but I personally don't dig shadows. I like to pave my own path in my own way, and ultimately be that person who you want to see, who you're so enriched in leadership that the person that when it's time to do that race, you're wanting to see leaders with you. You're not wanting to see followers. Don't be the person who wants followers. Be the person who wants leaders beside you, because that is ultimately what's going to help you in life, is seeing the bigger picture as far as leadership. Not one leader, but multiple leaders. Multiple leaders is what's going to help you be the best you can be, and just having an open mind and reaching your limits and being being a free little bird and just living your life for you. That is the most important part of doing anything you want to do, of living your entire life, is living it for you. It's always nice to have people's opinions. It's always nice to let them interject, what they think is a good idea, and you can tell them that's. I'm glad that you have that opinion, and I'll definitely take it into consideration. But that's kind of not what I'm going for, and I kind of have my idea paved out in my mind, and so we're gonna see where it takes me. And I'm not saying that you won't fall and that you won't have, opportunity setbacks. That's life. Um, but you are less likely to experience more under somebody than you would be on your own, doing your own thing. And when you need to fall back and take a moment and do what you need to do. But make sure the one thing you don't do is don't give up. Don't sell yourself short, and find somebody who you confide your whole heart into and go about it that way with them. Get their opinion. Make sure you value it. Make sure that they value you and love you enough, and then you go for it. And you watch yourself and you pick yourself back up and you start from where you left off. And then while those people in the back of you are wondering what happened and wondering why is this person in front of me, you can be like, I'm waiting on you now. I'm doing what I need to do. And I hope that you can catch up. Always be encouraging. But it's sometimes, don't let it consume you, as far as, when you see the people in the back of you and you be like, oh, see you, sucker. What'd you say about me? What'd you say about me? It's all good. I'm up here. I see you when you get up here. You can do all that, but don't let it get to the point where you're shaming or degrading. Don't ever judge somebody, even if they've done you wrong, because it won't do you any good either. Okay, you know, judgment gets us nowhere. And ultimately, whether you're religious or not, I believe that at the end of the day, God's the only person that's going to do the judging, or He's the one who has the ultimate say so. And if you're religious, always remember to keep God first in anything that you do, because He's going to be your number one supporter, and He's going to be right there with you. And you've just got to let Him help you lead the way, and always talk to Him and say, God, if this is for me, bless it in your name. If it's not for me, God, take it away. And that's been many of prayers that I've prayed. And you've just got to, always encourage yourself. Always be around people who are going to uplift you and who are going to encourage you. Be around people who are going to encourage you and only want to see you succeed. Don't be around people who are always going to dog on your ideas. Nobody likes a dogger, Nobody likes people who are always going to, shame your ideas or not be there for you or try to talk you down or contradict you. No, be around people who are 110% for you, who are 110% going to be on your level of awesomeness. And then while they're being on your level of awesomeness, be on their level of can't even talk. Be on their level of awesomeness, and then grab each other's link arms, and walk that awesome lap together, and be awesome together, and you will totally go far. And always remember, nothing is too big to become achievable. Nothing is too impossible to become achievable. And if somebody says it's impossible, create the impossible. Do the impossible. Be the impossible. Be Kim Possible. Oh yeah. You can do that, and pave your own way to success, and make sure that you are the people who are right there, who want to be there with you, helping you pave that success way, pave way, road, sidewalk, whatever. Help them. If they ever, don't ever get so caught up in trying to be the best that you forget about people who could potentially be the best with you, that you forget about the people who are important to you or who helped you get that way, because nobody's going to get anywhere success-wise by themselves. That's just impossible. And if you ever hear anybody say that, that's a load of bull poop, because it always takes that extra hand. somebody, whether it be an encouraging thing, a letter that somebody writes, something you see on TV. Yes, people on TV can encourage you to do something, like sermons that you watch, motivational talks that you've watched, your professor. Like, there's always going to be somebody who gives you that idea, and within that idea pushes you more into doing something that you want to do. And I think that is so important, and we have to remember that, and just always remember to be blessed and live your life and give God his praise and be sweet and be good and honest always. And that will help you and take you so far in life. And I'm so excited for the future and what's in store for me, and everything in between. And you should be too. And just remember that you've always got somebody right there with you. Don't ever hesitate to go to them, and just know it. Hope and pray that they'll give you, or hope and believe that they'll give you, not positive energy and uplifting spirits and everything in between, because we need friends like that to uplift us, because that's what's going to help us go far. And it's just awesome to see where you're going to be in the next couple of years if you just keep with that mind. Well, anyway, enough of me rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you got a lot out of it, or I hope that you got something out of it. And I hope that it wasn't too jumbled up and crazy. That wasn't my idea, but I was just so eager to film this video, and it's 4 a.m. in the morning. And yeah, so if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will try to be more on it with my videos. I'm always saying that, but I feel like I've done a lot better than I was when I was in high school, because literally I think we filmed like a video, I don't even know, like it was just so not rare at all. Like, it was so rare that we filmed a video and it got up. But anyway, yes, don't forget to do all those things, and I hope you guys like this video, and don't forget to give me your feedback, because I really would appreciate it. Whether it be, stay more in tune on one topic, or, stay on some topic longer than other, like just anything like that, or inspirational things. So yeah, I could just keep on talking and talking. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Bye now.